Hey guys, Matthew here. This is going to be a very quick video on essentially how to fix the mana situation that you might be worried about because of the patch notes. Now, in the patch notes, it says that we're essentially losing every single one of the masteries in regards to mana reservation efficiency. Now, they're giving us back to 12% one that we used to have, but it's going to be on a mana cluster, and the vast majority of builds are not going to find it very efficient to move to a mana cluster to get that reservation back. So as you can see, this is the general cry build that I made for last league, but it's going to be the exact same way that you're going to fix this problem on any given build. So if I go ahead and remove the masteries that I was using for reservation efficiency, you can see that I go to negative 83 mana, but I do get 2 points back, right? So it's actually going to be a super simple solution. We're just going to go with a small cluster jewel. That's it, right? A small cluster jewel with reservation efficiency. So the actual cost of doing this, the opportunity cost, is just a jewel socket because we're getting 2 points back from the fact that we're no longer taking reservation nodes. And if you're playing a build that is maybe taking 3 reservation nodes, like a trapper for like skitterbots, grace, and something else, I guess, you might need to get a 3 passive on your small cluster. But for most builds, a 2 passive is going to be fine. So my build here, a 2 passive is going to be just fine. So one passive is going to be a 6%, and then the other one is going to be one of the notable for one of the big nodes. Now, the cool thing about these jewels is that they're extremely low level, right? You can see this uncompromising node here for determination has 50% reservation efficiency requires level 50. So people who are just going through the campaign, say going through Blood Aqueducts and doing a couple of Mirrors of Delirium, are going to be dropping those. You're going to be able to buy one of these, no problem, the first day of the league, super, super cheap, and then you can just alt spam for the one notable that you care for. So in this case, we can just go promising. Obviously, you might be able to just buy it with the node already on there, but this is basically going to be your fix. So the only real cost, if you will, is the fact that we're losing a jewel socket for it, right? So in this case, we're losing up to a triple multi-life jewel, which is quite a bit of damage. But I mean, obviously, triple multi-life is extremely expensive for jewels. For most people, you're basically going to be losing like probably a single multi with a bit of life, and then maybe like another percent increased damage modifier. And you know, yeah, it's not great to lose those, but I mean, it is what it is. So as you can see, if I put this on here, I have basically one small node for 6%, and then I have my big node, and this basically puts me back to where I have absolutely no mana issues whatsoever anymore. And that's essentially the exact same thing you're going to be doing on any build. Now, of course, you do need to be in a spot where you have access to cluster jewels, right? Because you can't put cluster jewels in the middle of the tree, so you have to be on the outer ring. That being said, I'm pretty sure every single build nowadays has access to cluster jewels. You know, because large clusters are so good compared to the vast majority of actual nodes on the tree. So that's essentially how we're going to go about fixing the mana problem. Again, you can do this with pretty much every single build because these small clusters, they're the prefix here, there's some for basically every aura. So you have determination, discipline, hatred, grace, pride, wrath, you know, all of the purities. So pretty much everything, malevolence, zealotry, haste, yeah. So basically every single one of the auras in the game, you're going to be able to get this for. So again, this is how we're going to easily fix any of the mana issues created by the removal of the mana reservation masteries. So hopefully that's a helpful little tip, and that maybe fixes your upcoming problems that you're going to have with mana. Now, in the early stages of a game, or if these jewels happen to be a little bit more pricey, what you're going to have to do is move to a mana cluster. So in this case, we have one right here, because the 12% mana reservation mastery that they're adding back to the game is going to be on mana. So that is not efficient, but in the early stage of a game, it's just a few extra regrets that you're going to need once you do get these small cluster, right? So you're basically just going to move up, get a mana cluster with the 12%, and that's also going to be just fine. As you can see, if I remove this right here and I take these mana nodes, then if I just go ahead and add in like a custom 12% reservation anywhere on my build, I should basically be just fine. So 12% increased mana reservation efficiency. Boom, right? There you go. I'm back in my positive on the mana. So that would also work. And now, obviously, the opportunity cost in this case is a little bit higher because you're going to need some regrets and probably a few points to get to a place where you have mana available. But there's pretty much mana clusters available all over the tree. So it shouldn't be too big of a problem. But, you know, this is probably one of the worst cases where we're actually spending quite a few points to even get there. But I mean, it is what it is. There's not really any way around it until you do get one of these small clusters. So yeah, hopefully this was helpful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.